Hi everyone, today's plan is riding Wharncliffe Woods, and I'm going to do a bit of a follow-up to my review of my On1 Hello Dave bike, because I did a video when I first bought the bike, like, you know, opening it up, finding out what comes on it and stuff, and I did a bit of riding then, but I was quite slow on it, not been on a hardtail for ages, so now I've done probably 400 miles plus on this bike. I think it's time for a bit of a follow-up. I'll try and not go over and over what I've already said in my other videos, but just as someone who's had this bike for quite a while now, you know, I've done a bit of everything on it. I've done peaks rides, I've just done local sort of training loops on it, done rides like this in Wharncliffe Woods where it's quite a lot of downhill. I'd say it's a brilliant bike for the money. I don't think that there's anything else on the market that you can get that meets this spec, at least anyway. I mean, saying that, when you do buy the bike, there's a lot that you need to change because they do put some pretty crap stuff on it, but all the components where your main cost is, so that is your, you know, your suspension, your frame, your drivetrain setup, all that is absolutely spot on. So for the money, it's brilliant. Right, first one. Oh, fucking bottle. Right, so I dropped my water bottle on that one, so I took it off and put it in my backpack. Oh. There we go. Quite rocky, but for a hardtail, it handled it pretty nicely. Try to get my feet back up pedals and that. Right, so I'm going to go down Carling Tree. Oh, pretty steep. Let's see what happens. Actually feeling pretty grippy, just how wet it is. But it's not that grippy. Not great, but got down it. The aim of this ride today is to try and find some new trails as well, because we come to Wharncliffe quite a lot and just always seem to be riding the same ones. So just to answer a few common questions about this bike: can it climb? Like, yes it can. I've done lots of riding in the Peak Districts, I've done stuff like here in Wharncliffe, done lots of rides just sort of, you know, local from my house, just out and about on a bit of a loop with no real up or down hills or anything, and it's just perfect for everything for me. Now, I said in that video before, I bought this as a winter bike, and that's exactly what it is. So if you're looking for something just to get out on it winter, you know, no maintenance, anything like that, easy to ride, it doesn't hold you back, this is it. It's perfect. People also say, you know, how heavy is it? Well, it really is quite heavy. I think it's probably just about as heavy as my full suspension bike. Now, I've put some bigger tyres on it, you know, swapped a few parts around. I don't think that's made much of a difference in weight, but yeah, it's a heavy bike, can't argue against that. It is a steel frame, so it's half expected, but for some reason, I think it's to do with the angle of the seat tube. It's a really steep angle, you know, they've got all the geometry right, and it is good at climbing. So yeah, good at climbing. It is heavy, but it don't feel like it's dragging you back or anything like that. So yeah, in my eyes, it's a really brilliant bike, especially. So just a few words on what I've done to the bike and then we'll get going. So I've put new front and rear tyre on. I've got quite a grippy front tyre, a bit more of a slick back tyre. Just my preferred choice, it works for me. It comes with the most awful seat ever, so I've got one of these ergon seats, whatever they're called. It's pretty comfy, swap that over, so that's sorted that out. It comes with some okay handlebars and stem, but I've just swapped those for race face ones, just personal preference. It comes with some really shit handlebar grips, so I've got my usual ODI Rogues on there, again personal preference. It obviously doesn't come with pedals, so I've got some DMR bolts on there, so I've not had them that long, but they seem brilliant. And apart from that, everything else is standard, I think. You know, it comes with a decent set of RockShox Pike forks, comes with SRAM guide brakes, and I really hate SRAM brakes, but they've been fine. I've swapped pads over in the front, didn't need bleeding, I think I should have, but I think I've worn them down just enough now to have found biting point again, so they're alright. You know, gears, it comes with a SRAM GX setup, you know, you get SRAM cranks, you get Eagle chainring, you know, cassette, derailleur, all that spot on, straight out of the box, never missed a beat, so happy with all that. The wheels are the Alex rims that it comes on. I've took the stickers off just because they look a bit shit, so I think in black they look pretty good. And the rear hub's not great, but it's not too bad, so you know, I can cope with that until these wheels break, if they ever do. They seem to be holding up pretty good. I've obviously fitted a bottle holder, but my bottle dropped out on that first run, so I've just stuck that in my backpack. What else? And yeah, front and rear mud guards, I think they're a game changer. You know, fed up of getting mud in my eyes just riding down the smallest little hill with a little puddle, so got this big RRP Pro Guard Max, I think it is, on the front. And then the back one, again it's RRP, but I think it's pretty pointless. Oh yeah, one more thing to say as well. When the bike comes from Planet X on one, whatever you want to call it, they do set it up pretty shit, so just check all the bike over. You know, all these cables, I've had to take them all off, reroute them. They're not the neatest, but I don't care about stuff like that, to be fair. And then people seem to complain about the rear disc. It's a 160mm rear disc. You know, I do quite a lot of riding on steep stuff like this, and they can't be compared to the Hope brakes I've got on my other bike, but I don't think swapping a disc over would make that much of a difference. I might be wrong, but for me it's just been fine. I hadn't noticed that I can't brake or anything like that. So right, so as I mentioned before, I want to ride some new stuff today, so I've just found these bits. This one looks like quite a long, nice trail, so oh, okay, it's a bit deep, so I'll give it a go. I might have to rethink this one. I might have to go sort of a bit steeper, but get around this first bit and see what we're saying. Right, so I think this is one I'd seen sort of swoop up around the edge. It must be. But yeah, also today I'm riding with goggles for the first time with an open face helmet on, so it's all about just getting used to stuff. There we go, not bad. Right, so I'm back up at the top of that big hill. Doing another one, I don't know the name of it. Looks pretty steep going into it. Quite slippy. Looks more like a bloody quad bike's been up this one, to be fair, but right, so that disappears into nothing. And then we've got these car tracks or quad tracks. They are. Oh my god. Right, that was pretty shite, what a waste. Right, so this next track looks like another one where there's not been a lot down it anytime recently. But gear going, hopefully it won't be full of tyre tracks like that last one. It is pretty steep, but it's what we want. Go, that's more like it. To another river bit, but pretty deep. Right, so I don't know what this track's called on that pylon, but right, I know I said I was wanting to find new trails, but that hill were killing me, so come over to Wharncliffe. Just going to ride some bits that I kind of know, kind of don't. But yeah, I've just seen some lads come down this on not hardtail, sorry, on full suspension bikes. And, I mean, as much as I enjoy this, it don't compare to a full source. But still, getting down steep stuff like this, it's just not an issue. Don't feel like I'm riding a hardtail at the minute. Oh, I missed that ride. But yeah, I feel like it's just your sort of legs get tired quicker. And it's not as forgiving, obviously, as a full source. But I reckon with a suspension setup, you can get down anything a full source could. Right, here we go, another Wharncliffe trail. Pretty rocky again. Don't know why I never get around this corner first time, but Right, I'll start at the same bit as last time, but take a left, it kind of does fade into not a lot, but I can get it there. Struggling to stay out of these bloody goggles. But coming off then. I've not done this one before. I think I used to turn left and then left again, but I've sort of gone left and right. That were a new one to me. Right, so I've got another trail I've never been down before. I'm hoping it's the one that I've got in mind. Who knows what happened there. Right, so I just started on one trail. I've crossed over because I think that the trail I started on isn't the one I wanted and this one is, so we'll find out. See, for stuff like this, I reckon the full stuffs might be a bit better because you can just sort of float over all these rocks without him stopping you dead. But it's probably mainly down to rider skill level that I've not got that down that bit. But anyway. Right, it's not been great this last one. I think I'm just a bit too tired. But see if we can get flowing down this last bit. Oh well, bit of a disaster that last one, but better than no. Right, so hopefully I've managed to show a bit of what this bike's about. You know, as I say, it's my winter bike. It's really wet out at the minute, so you know, all my riding's just been in sludge and been in this sort of crap we've been riding in today. Where's the dog? Oh my god. So got this gate opens. Right, got past the dog. Just got distracted by that dog then. Shit my pants. But yeah, so just to summarise, would I recommend buying this bike? Yeah, I would. Good points about it, obviously the price, all the kit you get on it. You're not going to get a bike with this sort of kit anywhere else. for that price. Bad points about it, I'd say number one is it's an on-one Planet X bike. You know, something about it, I just don't find it that exciting, but I absolutely love this bike, so you know, there you go. It don't come fully set up to get the most out of it. You're definitely going to have to change your tyres straight away. You know, I've seen they put a few different variants of tyres on, but they're all just shit. They're just like old stock we've got and need to get rid of, I think. So when you're riding, I don't really notice it being that long. I mean, I might do, but as I've not got much experience on hardtails, I'll just put it down to that. But I find that if you're going up something steep in mud, you need to get your weight really over the back, which I'm guessing is probably the same for most things. I did have a lot of trouble at the start weighting the front wheel. From when it came just set up normally, I don't know if you can see, but I dropped my bars down on the stack on the headset, so that sort of shifts your weight forwards a bit. I think when it comes with a standard saddle on it, it's like a big horrible flat nambred sort of thing, so I think naturally you're sat quite far forward on it, and when I put a new seat on it I realised I have to have it in the position like as far forward as I can get it. So you know, maybe that's because of the length of the bike, I don't know, but I've sorted that now, so that's all good. I think when you're riding downhill on it, you know, the bigger wheels, I find that I'm falling off this bike more than I ever have on other bikes. I am sort of like losing my grip at the front a bit, but that's in comparison to a 27-inch wheel, so you know, it's not really down to the bike, that's just the wheel size. But then again, if you compare it to going over drops and stuff, you know, sort of rolling really steep stuff, on this bike you can just roll anything. It's like almost vertically you roll it and it just feels like a little bump, so that's a positive. So yeah, so overall it's a nice bike to ride. I think it's one of them ones where you look at it and you think, I would like to go on that bike, and that's why I bought it. You know, you can get lost at looking at spec sheets and think, oh, what about this, what about this, but I saw this bike and I just thought, that looks like a fun bike, and I bought it. And that's it. And it is fun, and I do enjoy riding it. So you know, if I wanted to break any records, anything like that, I'd get a bike that's more specific to that, but I just want something fun to ride through winter, and that's what this bike does. So yeah, so cheers for watching. I'll put a link on my like first review video, and hopefully you can see some improvements in my riding. I feel like once it gets to summer, everything's dried out, you know, you'll be going twice as quick again down them trails, just ripping up every turn and stuff. And it's just at the minute you know, you get really bogged down in the sludge and stuff, and it's just hard to get going again, but I suppose that's just winter riding. So yeah, cheers for watching.